This is Steve Sanastiro, your state senator here in the 10th district, which includes Perkasie. And we're here today to talk about what is going on locally to help our local businesses, particularly our restaurants, but our other small businesses as well, during this very difficult period with COVID-19. It's now getting toward the end of the year. We're heading into the holiday season, and unfortunately, what many experts have predicted is happening. We're having that second wave of the virus, which is really increasing the number of cases we have and the number of truly sick people who are winding up in our local hospitals. And so we all have to play a role in trying to minimize the spread of the virus, but at the same time, we have to continue to keep in mind that we have local business owners who are really struggling this year because of COVID-19, and who are going to face really tough times in the next 3 months in particular, as we get through this winter and then hopefully come out the other side in the spring when we start to have these vaccines that will be readily available and more broadly available to members of the public, so we can put this behind us once and for all. So in the meantime, we got to get through these months, and I really want to talk about that today, and I'm very grateful to be joined by Joe Ferry of the Perkasie Towne Improvement Association, who is going to talk a little bit about what's happening with our local businesses and how you can support them. Joe, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Senator. We really appreciate the opportunity to talk about Perkasie and the businesses that are operating here.
That's great, and Perkasie is one of the spots I really love in my district. It's a great town. I miss not going and sitting down at the Perk, and I hope in the near future we'll be back at that point again. But one of the things my wife and I and our kids, who are all at home now, have been trying to do is a couple times a week go to local restaurants and get takeout. I live a little further away from Perkasie. I'm down in Lower Makefield Township, but tell us what opportunities are out there for the community to really help our local businesses.
Well, of course, takeout is a big way that the community can support our local businesses, and in Perkasie that has been happening quite a bit. What we have coming up over the next few weeks are events that are focused on the town center of Perkasie.
Okay,
we're calling it the Perkasie Winter Wonderland. And it includes 4 weekends of events. It included Small Business Saturday, which was very successful, drew quite a few number of people into town, gave them an opportunity to be exposed to some of the restaurants and stores that we have in the town center. Mm-hmm. And on the 12th, we have an event called the Holiday Craftery Market. Approximately 70 vendors will be spread out throughout the town center in a COVID-friendly way. Mm-hmm. There's going to be timed tickets available, so only about 600 people at a time will be available or will be allowed into the market. It's a square block, so plenty of room for everybody. And again, this is going to be an opportunity for people to visit the town center and to see what we have to support our restaurants, to support our retailers throughout the holiday season. And then we finish it up on the 19th with what we're calling Festive Fun Saturday. And again, another opportunity: live music, food trucks, store specials, shopping specials, dining specials that get people into town.
That's great. That's really great. And the great thing about that is it's outside. As you say, you space things out. The restaurants can participate in that, but members of the public can feel safe while at the same time they're doing what they can to help these local businesses. It's really critical.
Our businesses have been very steadfast in following all the COVID protocols, and we appreciate that. One thing that we just found out is the Bucks County Workforce Development Department is making PPE kits available to all our businesses.
Great.
So they're going to be able to get the hand sanitizers, gloves, face masks, everything they need. And that's really welcomed assistance for the businesses to make sure that their customers can feel comfortable when they come into their store or into their restaurant.
That's great. Yeah. And I know, again, and I would say to members of the public, especially with respect to restaurants, do what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable going inside, the restaurants are doing a very good job of following the CDC guidelines. And as you mentioned, using PPE as well as, spacing folks out. But at the very least, takeout. Everyone can do takeout. And that really does help as well. And if you're able with your budget to increase that a little bit more than what you ordinarily would, then please do that, because we all need to pitch in. I liken it to the stories my parents used to tell. They grew up during the Depression, and during World War II in particular, how everyone chipped in to help the war effort. We're at that point now where everyone needs to chip in and help our local businesses by doing these things. Even if it's stretching the dollar a little bit. I know these are trying times, but this is how we all come together and get through this together.
The other thing I would encourage folks to do is monitor the social media posts of all of our restaurants, the Perkasie Towne Improvement Association and Perkasie Borough, which we've worked really closely together with Linda Reed, Perkasie Borough Council, Mayor Hollenbach. Mm-hmm. All the people are working together to make sure this happens. But social media is where everybody can find out up to date, right on the spot, specials, accommodations, whatever's going on. Please keep an eye on social media.
That's great. Yeah, and the council and the mayor have done a great job. I mean, in ordinary times, and I say that it's one of the last 2 years since I became the state senator. Working with them on local economic development issues has really been a pleasure. So I'm glad to hear. Obviously, they're continuing to show that leadership during these difficult times now. But yeah, whatever you can do to help our local businesses, some obviously great ones. I had the pleasure a little over a year ago visiting Free Will Brewing and getting a tour there and doing a little video to kind of describe their operation. But there are just so many in Perkasie, and it's a really dynamic town. A lot of good things happening there. We want to keep that going through this and then well after.
Speaking of breweries, we have 2 new microbreweries coming in the next 6 months.
Okay.
And we also have a new restaurant opening probably in the next few weeks.
Oh, wow.
So in the midst of the pandemic, Perkasie is a very attractive location, a very attractive destination for investors, and we're really proud of that.
Yeah, and I think that will continue. I really do. There's a lot that Perkasie has a lot of great things going for it. But in the meantime, we all need to step up and do what we can to help the existing businesses. So, Joe, I'm really grateful for you taking the time to talk about all this today.
Thank you.
And we'll continue to be in touch about this as we move forward. And want to wish you a happy holiday. And let's stay safe, but let's keep supporting our local business owners.